Too. Watch how Monster isn't. Did you know? No, I'm just kidding. Skid and Pump, the childish, energetic, excitable duo obsessed with the spookiest month of the year, no matter what month it may be. But how well do we really know them? There's 10 things about Skid and Pump. Skid and Pump originate from the Senor Pelo cartoon series Spooky Month, an annual cartoon first premiering in 2018 with It's Spooky Month. Along with Skid and Pump, these cartoons are the origin of the Spooky Dance, which coincides with their idol animation in Friday Night Funkin'. The Spooky Dance is described as like you're seeing a gremlin and wanting it not to touch you by Senor Pelo during a live stream, where he even performs the Spooky Dance himself. Skid and Pump are the first guest characters added to the game and weren't even teased beforehand like other guest characters, most likely due to the spooky duo's ties to the Halloween themes of Week 2. Much how Monster isn't actually a lemon, Skid and Pump aren't actually a skeleton and pumpkin. Skid and Pump are children in costumes and have only been seen outside of these costumes in pictures of the background of their cartoon series. Skid is dressed in black with lines representing bones and a skull mask, while Pump is dressed in all black with white gloves and a pumpkin mask. Also, Pump's name was Pumpy in the original cartoon, before being shortened to just Pump for simplicity's sake. Also, the Newgrounds and YouTube versions of every Spooky Month cartoon have slightly different endings. The Spookies are guest characters from a separate series, but that isn't where the crossover ends. Boyfriend appeared in Spooky Month, Unwanted Guest, as a plushie in the store where Skid and Pump buy a Happy Fella. Speaking of plushies, Skid and Pump had their own plushies available on Ownage.com back in 2019. Unfortunately, the plushies have been sold out and have not been restocked since. Spookies and South's vocals are sung in different octaves, giving the impression to players that the two songs have different vocal samples. Even though this isn't the case, on Phantom Arcade's Twitter, he responded to a tweet confirming that Spookies is performed by Pump and South is performed by Skid. Composer Kawaii Sprite provides their voice for the synthesized vocals used in song to all but 4 characters: Mommy Mirist, Tank Man, Monster, and Skid and Pump. Their voices are provided by series creator Senor Pelo himself, marking them as the first character to not be voiced by a Friday Night Funkin's composer. Additionally, in the medal section of the Newgrounds release, there still exists a medal for unlocking Week 2, as the initial Newgrounds version required weeks to be played in order before being unlocked, as opposed to the current version where everything is available from the start. These medals haven't been updated since the initial Newgrounds release, hence why any achievement past Week 2 doesn't exist. Skid and Pump appear slightly different than in their respective series, as the character sprites were designed by Phantom Arcade and Evil Skater to match more closely to Friday Night Funkin's art style, as to not stick out from the rest of the game and level. Skid has fewer sets of lines around his mouth, and Pump is missing his iconic single tooth in place of fangs coming out of his mask, a more realistic pumpkin stem coming out of the top of his head, and a more lumpy mask akin to a real pumpkin. Skid and Pump were tricked by Monster into retrieving Girlfriend for him, telling the spooky duo that she's made of candy. The song Monster even alludes to this with lines like, "Hey man, I'm gonna eat your girlfriend," and "You're just a little snack, and so is your girlfriend." Also, speaking of Monster, Week 2 is now the first week to have a track added to it after its initial release, as the song was added to the official game during the Week 7 update. During its first Newgrounds release, the jump in difficulty between Weeks 1 and 2 was staggering for most players. Week 2 was notoriously difficult until update 0.2.5, or the Week 4 update, where the level was remapped with more difficulty-appropriate tracks. Week 2 takes place after Week 4 chronologically. Just a quick recap on the story's order as we know it. Week 1, Boyfriend beats Daddy Dearest in a rap battle. Week 3, Daddy Dearest hires Pico to kill Boyfriend, but they know each other in rap battle instead. Week 4 is when Mommy Mirist tries her hand at defeating Boyfriend and fails. Then we make it to Week 2, where Girlfriend's parents invite Boyfriend over for Halloween, where they rap battle 2 trick-or-treaters, Skid and Pump, for Girlfriend, both of whom were convinced that she's candy by some lemon-headed weirdo. When they fail to bring her back, the aforementioned Lemonhead tries his hand at getting her and fails himself, and the rest of Weeks 5, 6, and 7 are in chronological order as far as we know right now. The song Spookies seems to reference spooky swings from the Spooky Month of the Stars soundtrack. Trick-or-treating. And that's 10 things about Skid and Pump I hope you enjoyed. These two are probably the most requested characters I've been asked to do, so thank you everyone who suggested. Also, the Love Last Week's 10 things got is just absolutely insane. I can't thank you guys enough. I don't even know what to say. Alright, until next time.